Hello all, Rick here with a quick video on wormholes, or more specifically, artificial ones. Wormholes are of course created from a fold in spacetime at a point where the fabric of reality meets itself. This creates a bridge between the 2 points, allowing for near instantaneous travel from one point to the next, and most wormholes that occur naturally are short-lived or always in motion. This can be taken to mean that the space-time continuum is always in motion, responding to the effects of gravity and rippling with warp drives and all sorts of other subspace phenomena. Artificial wormholes, however, are a different story, and for the longest time the only known stable wormhole, the Bajoran one from Deep Space Nine, was eventually revealed to also be an artificially created one. This wormhole was formed through unknown means by extra-dimensional beings known to the Bajorans as the Prophets and interpreted as gods by their faith, sending through prophetic crystalline orbs, many of which ended up on Bajor. These beings existed beyond time, but also declared themselves to be of Bajor, suggesting that they had an interest in protecting the world, maybe out of curiosity for linear life forms. Their motives are never really explored, beyond this apparent desire to understand and preserve, and they have an easier time communicating with creatures of our realm when those creatures enter into the wormhole. Presumably then, if the wormhole is a connection point between two locations, then these wormhole aliens dwell in the space in between, using the crossing to peer into the normal flow of spacetime. As for how the phenomena stays stable, Starfleet suspected Verteron particles played some key role in maintaining its structure against the randomness that normally plagues natural ones. Verterons are faster than light particles that can disable warp fields, but do seem to attract the apertures of wormholes, as Voyager found in 2373, temporarily providing stability to them. Naturally, Starfleet has a vested interest in wormhole technology for its practical use at crossing vast distances in no time at all, something the exploratory agency is increasingly in demand for as they continue to push the bounds of what is known and mapped. Messing with warp inevitably leads to the exploration of wormhole phenomena, such as the accidental creation of them by a faulty drive. Such accidental wormholes, however, are not usable and are wholly destructive to a vessel, but it does show that they are possible. The most promising work was in 2372 when a Federation Trill scientist, Linara Khan, put together a theorised method for generating one, and it was field tested that year. Such a wormhole began with the manipulating of subspace before bombarding it with magnetised particles, creating a specific subspace distortion. This could then be manipulated into forming an actual wormhole, but initial tests failed to carry a probe through when tetrions interacted with its shields. This produced a shockwave of gravitons, gravity manipulating particles, that damaged the USS Defiant, but it was progress nonetheless. One of Starfleet's biggest successes in wormholes was on a microscopic scale with the Midas Array, a galaxy-crossing communications satellite that used an existing pulsar to form one, and only for a brief, although routine, interval. Ship-size wormholes were still elusive. There have been numerous other theories in the following years to produce wormholes, both using natural resources and completely artificial means, but most involved the same principle, messing with subspace, then applying a lot of gravity. Kind of in a similar vein of science as warp drive. In the 30th century there was also the Vulcan SB-19 experiment to create FTL without warp, and that looked like a wormhole or some gateway technology, but how it works was not revealed in full. Spoilers for Discovery Season 4 now, which is probably also going to horribly date this video due to speculation, so I'll give you a couple of seconds. There. The gravitational anomaly that is cropping up was recently revealed to be a product of an artificial wormhole after a smaller one was recreated in laboratory conditions. The calculations behind creating one are solid, and all that was required was more power. Far more than could be produced by a 32nd century starship, approximately the power of a hypergiant star. Omega molecules could provide such a power source on a physically smaller scale, or some other super advanced energy tech, and Starfleet went through its list of powers that could feasibly create artificial wormholes on such a scale as the dark matter anomaly. They did not think the Metrons, Nacine or Q were responsible, all very powerful species in their own rights, and they even name-dropped the survivors of the Iconian Empire, which, unless something else is added to the lore, would be a soft nod towards Star Trek Online's climactic events in the 25th century. Nice. Either way, the formation of an artificial wormhole is not an unknown science, and even the UFP was getting somewhere back in the 24th century. Considering that when wormhole creation goes wrong, we get massive gravitational effects, it could be that the DMA is a mistake, or perhaps a weaponized version of formerly benign research. We are likely seeing one end of an artificial wormhole open up, disrupt gravity and space-time around it for light years, then sneak around for a bit before closing and reopening elsewhere. If it is a wormhole, then I doubt the end causing the destruction is the point of origin, and that whatever lies at the other side is opening the rifts sat atop a monumental power source. Maybe it even dwells beyond regular space-time, like the Prophets. So for now, that is all I have on artificial wormholes in Star Trek, at least until Discovery adds some more to this lore. Thanks for watching. I've been Rick, and I'll see you later for another video. Goodbye.